FM radio was introduced in Australia in the early 1970s. By the mid-1970s, after classical FM radio stations had begun in Sydney and Melbourne, a group of music lovers in Brisbane applied for a community radio licence to broadcast fine music. After several years of planning, endless meetings, and many applications to the federal broadcasting authorities, a licence was issued to the not-for-profit Music Broadcasting Society of Queensland Limited. Studios were built by a dedicated team of volunteers who provided building and technical expertise. Equipment consisted of 2 turntables, a console and a reel-to-reel tape recorder. Office equipment consisted of an odd assortment of desks and a typewriter. Financial assistance from the Utah Foundation, the 31st Australian Jazz Convention, and the Queensland Government's Department of Cultural Activities helped with the purchase of a transmitter and other broadcast equipment. 4MBS FM went to air on the 1st of March 1979. Board member Michael Toohey was the first voice officially on the air. He introduced the Ode to Saint Cecilia, the patron saint of music. This must have had some effect, as the station survived its early years. Despite a lack of money and very limited resources, the one paid staff member and about 150 volunteers worked tirelessly to keep Brisbane's own fine music station on the air. The studios were located at the Kelvin Grove College of Advanced Education. We paid a peppercorn rent, and it was home to 4MBS for 14 years, a very crowded home. In 1993, the 4MBS board made a bold decision to buy our own premises. With the aid of a capital cultural subsidy from Arts Queensland and a loan from our bank, we moved to new premises in Coorparoo. Studios were built, equipment installed, and the 4MBS Music Centre came into being, officially opened by the then Premier and Minister for the Arts, Wayne Goss. The new studios were named in honour of a former chair of the board, Malcolm Cameron. Volunteer and subscriber numbers grew dramatically as everyone worked hard to increase income. Sponsorship revenue was sought to cover shortfalls in other areas of funding. We managed to pay off the loan in half the term period. Now, 4MBS began to more fully develop its role as a supporter of the local arts community. In 1994, with the encouragement of a small grant from the Brisbane City Council, 4MBS presented the first 4MBS Festival of Classics. It was created to highlight our talented local classical performers. 2009 will see the 16th annual 4MBS Festival of Classics, now Australia's largest classical music festival with over 750 local performers. The 4MBS Festival of Classics has achieved many firsts. All 32 Beethoven piano sonatas performed by Queensland musicians, 18 pianists in 12 concerts over 2 weeks. The 2006 festival was Australia's largest celebration of the 250th anniversary of the birth of Mozart, all performed by Queensland talent. In 2007, Queensland actor Billy Brown performed his translation of Peer Gynt with full symphony orchestra for the festival, a brilliant performance.
Yes! Peer Gynt will turn into a troll! Troll Gynt is coming!
In 2008, the 4MBS Festival of Classics presented all 9 symphonies of Beethoven, a first for any Queensland festival. Supported by the Brisbane City Council, Arts Queensland, sponsors, and thousands of music lovers, the annual 4MBS Festival of Classics is now the major festival highlighting Queensland's classical talent. It is the only such festival in Australia operated by a radio station. In recent years, we've expanded our support of the arts through 2 more festivals. The annual Cathedrals Week provides choral concerts in the magnificent cathedrals of southeast Queensland, and our newest initiative, Shakespeare on Oxford. This is a weekend of all things Shakespeare, presented at locations along Oxford Street in Bulimba. With support from Brisbane City Council's Shane Sutton, we present Shakespeare plays, films, sonnets, dinner concerts and more. The free performance of a Shakespeare play in the park always features a classical score. Dozens of Brisbane actors, directors, technicians, musicians and designers are employed in the festival, now Brisbane's major Shakespeare event. The station has received many national and state awards over the last 30 years for its support of Australian talent through broadcasts and festivals, and for special features and programs such as Music Lover's Choice. In 2003, 4MBS won the National Volunteer Award, Arts and Culture Section for Queensland. In 2004, we became the first and only classical station to be named Australia's Radio Station of the Year by the Community Broadcasting Association of Australia. As part of the station's commitment to engaging audiences with live performances and activities, the 4MBS Performance Studio was built. Music appreciation classes, workshops, classical and jazz concerts, the 4MBS Summer School, music classes and school recitals and plays, they're all held in this versatile, purpose-built facility. Looking to the future, 4MBS has encouraged young people to become involved in fine music through researching and presenting kids' classics. We provide broadcast opportunities for young players in Young Space and have worked with high schools with music L-plates. Other 4MBS activities supporting the local arts include 4MBS Ticketing, a low-cost ticketing service for smaller music organisations, and Classic Management, seeking employment opportunities for Queensland performers. Always looking for ways to introduce people to the great classics and to promote Queensland talent, 4MBS has formed a theatre company to present classic plays with classical music scores. Our production of the play Amadeus toured to Sydney and Melbourne in 2008. The All Queensland cast and crew received standing ovations every night. The play tours to Canberra, Hobart and regional centres in 2009, promoting our talented Queensland performers throughout Australia. A major new initiative is Silver Memories, our 24-hour-a-day nostalgia radio service for aged care facilities. Research by the University of Queensland's Australasian Centre for Ageing shows that our Silver Memories radio service improves the well-being of residents with depression and dementia. The service will be available nationwide in 2009 through streaming over the 4MBS website. 4MBS brings superb programs from overseas, such as Exploring Music from WFMT in Chicago. And this year we've initiated 12 5-hour features on Australian composers on America's top-rating classical station. In 2008, we became associate members of the European Broadcasting Union, opening up the European market to our recordings of Queensland performances. Recently, a music journalist in the USA declared 4MBS to be a national institution with a dizzying array of music activities that point the way forward for classical radio stations worldwide. Our 4MBS programs continue to feature the works of the great composers. We continue to entertain and educate. We can all be proud of the achievements of the first 30 years of 4MBS Classic FM, and look forward to many more years of great music and great music making. The Music Broadcasting Society of Queensland, so much more than a radio station.